Hey everybody, it's Suze here. How's it going? I thought I'd record a really quick guided tour of the refreshed uh, members portal for Smart Start Content Club because the one that's on YouTube right now is a little bit dated. I recently, like last month, went through and reorganized how this is organized so that it is uh, hopefully more intuitive and more user friendly. And the goal of that is really to make it so it is quicker and easier for members to get in here, understand what they can do first to really start working their way through the membership materials they want or need, and also then hopefully start seeing some results sooner. So basically, when you log in, this is on ThriveCart right now. So if you log in, you'll see this as your landing page. It's the start here um, page, the first page in the start here section. So you look like this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see things like watch this first. So you'd watch that, and that's just kind of a welcome overview video, so you know what's what. And then I have a guided tour, which will get replaced probably with this recording. Uh, so then you'll go and you'll do a tour of the inside of the portal, and that will get you acclimated, so you know where things are, so that you're not really stressing and trying to find something. At the very least, it'll make you think like, oh yeah, I saw that in there somewhere. So you'll know that there's things in here. And then as you'll see, it's pretty intuitive. And I'll probably continue revising the organization of the members portal to make it even more intuitive and user friendly. But it'll all still be pretty easy to figure out, regardless of what I do to it. It'll just get more so. So you're going to come to this landing page. You'll do the get your bearings video. You'll watch the tour. And then here's just a little introduction to me, so you know who the heck I am. That's kind of, your guide at your side. And so you can learn about me. I think this is also really important because this is a very human to human kind of rapport-based, relationship-based membership, that you understand who I am, you know what my background is, you kind of get the scope and sense of how I can help you and what my experience is that I'm drawing from. So that's kind of why I wanted to put this. It's not a vanity thing. I wanted you to get to know who I am so you can have a better sense of how I can help you. All right, so that's the first page, and it's labeled number one. Really easy. Number two, this is kind of like a big housekeeping thing. Hopefully the page will load quickly. There we go. This membership relies heavily on being able to communicate with you via email. So it is absolutely imperative that you are subscribed. And if you've ever been on my list before and then you unsubscribed or you're not sure, I just always recommend that you make sure that you resubscribe or subscribe. And so that's what this is guiding you through. And then the other key thing is that there's monthly events. Every month there's an event, usually like once a week. And the way you're going to get notifications and reminders about this is by subscribing to this calendar here. So it's absolutely imperative to subscribe to the calendar. You'll see the events here. They should mostly be on the same days, but every once in a while you gotta change things up. So yeah, so then you just subscribe to the calendar and you'll be all set, and you'll get everything by email that you need. And then number three, you're going to come down here and you're going to find your success path. And the success path is based on, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure decision tree type thing. And it's based on where you are right now, what your goal or need is right now. And so that just kind of guides you through. There's a big image of it here, but you can also look at a PDF of it. And it just guides you through based on what your goal is, what stage your business is at, or what your priority is in this moment. And there's some foundational things that are the same for all 6 different paths, but then they kind of start differing based on what you're, aiming for. And then you move on to number 4, which is your solidifying your foundations. That's kind of like giving you context and some background information on communications for business and content and that sort of thing, and how different pieces fit in to your overall content program and how it fits into your business and the world beyond. So it's kind of like a little primer. It's a really good way to get some background. And then I include as kind of step number 5, how to maximize your results and your value. And it's a little bit housekeeping, it's a little bit of tips, it's a little bit of, admin. Some of it is very, you know, no-brainer, but others are things that you just might not think about, especially when you're getting to something new and it feels like there's so many things to see and so many places to go and links to click on and stuff. So this is just kind of like almost use it as like a checklist and just help you make sure that you don't miss anything and you're getting the most out of this and that sort of thing. And then I think it's really important to understand that there are guidelines for kind of how we behave and conduct ourselves inside a membership, because I want to set, really high standard for how we interact with each other, and make sure that everybody's being respected and giving respect. So that's kind of what this part is about. And then this doesn't actually live in here anymore. It's just there because I'm logged in as the administrator, so you won't see that. And next you'll get down to the content programming and support section. And that's where kind of the meat of the membership is, where you're going to find your events and trainings. Page loads, loading very slowly. And it's just a repeat of that same calendar that we saw a few moments ago, again, with the instructions on how to do that. These are my signature workshops that you can go through to kind of get an idea of my approach to dealing with content. I highly recommend it as very foundational. They are on that all of those success paths. So you will see this and be guided towards it. And just talk about office hours, which is something else we do every month. And then some other on-demand trainings that you can take, just related to content programming, business communications, just to give yourself some foundational information so that you can start building your knowledge, building your awareness, building your knowledge, building your skills. So you can hopefully over time have all this become second nature and you're flying through your stuff with greater ease. And next page is community and connection. So we do have a private Facebook group for Smart Start Content Club members. You are invited and encouraged to join that. That's where some of the other more interactive, dynamic conversations will take place. And I do also share things in there like more current event type stuff, or if I see an interesting story on the interwebs or see an interesting video that might be relevant on YouTube, I'll share it there. It's just a place for us to have discussions. There's also opportunities there for you to interact with other members and share, like if you're running an event and you want to find people to be affiliates or you want people to attend your event, you can share that stuff there. And then these next 3 tabs or pages are basically resources. I will probably consolidate these and make them a little bit, so it's just one and it's a little bit more easy to engage with. But the strategic content plans are basically exactly what they say they are. They are prescribed plans, content plans that you can follow based on whatever your objective is. So there's one for Black Friday, there's one for getting feedback from your audience, there's one in there for relaunching an existing product. So it's based on whatever your intent, objective, or goal is, and they guide you through how long of a campaign that should be, what you should include. There's prompts in there to help you brainstorm content that you can create related to those campaigns. It lays that all out there for you, but it's very customizable for you based on your business and your needs. And it comes with this action and help hub, which is great because that really helps you further customize, personalize the plans that are preloaded in there so that you can create action steps of your own. So you can actually tailor it to your own business and make it something that you can implement it for real in your business. It's great. Check it out. Um, and you'll see all the different ones are listed here on this page. And then the additional resources and third-party resources are going to be similar. They're just supporting resources. So there's things like quarterly themes, which helps you with ideation. There's a content schedule template you can use. There's a weekly content check-in email that goes out to all members, and this is the logbook that goes with it. And you'll see there's other resources in here that help you with all aspects of your content program, from strategy and planning to content creation and repurposing to tracking, evaluation, and ongoing management. So definitely check that out. This is a growing library, but there's not so much in here, I think, that you're going to get overwhelmed, and you definitely don't have to go through everything. It's really a cafeteria style thing where you're like, oh, I need some help with repurposing. What resources are in here? And you come in here and you look at the repurposing cheat sheet, that sort of thing. And the third-party resources, again, this will probably be consolidated into the same tab with the additional resources, but this is just resources that are not created by myself. They are things that are from other businesses or content creators or other professional communicators, that sort of thing, that would be helpful to you. And they all relate to content. And they're just things that are maybe beyond the scope of the membership or beyond my scope of expertise. So that's kind of what these are. So you'll see there's things in here about engaging content, Facebook groups, and doing email marketing and creating funnels, and colors, and design, branding, graphics, workflows, automations related to content programming, all kinds of things. And I think there's some, I mean, it's just some like really great things in here that you wouldn't necessarily even think of. So it's really helpful. And then there's an FAQ and more page, which is kind of the space where any questions that come in from members or things that I think would be common questions, they'll kind of get put on this page. It's sort of a catch-all, but it's a good roundup of information. And I also have things like a shortcut to the Brain Wrap blog, which is my blog for SP Success Factor. And I haven't built this out yet, but this is kind of the holding place for it. I have a couple questions to add in here, and I just haven't gotten in here yet. And then any questions that warrant a video answered, those will get added here. Next, in the member success and services section, is there's just this member extras is just like some fun little things. And it kind of tells you some of the member exclusives. You get some certain discounts, you get some certain early bird access to things, that sort of stuff. It's a little bit ad hoc, but we'll see what comes up. And then there's just some other fun little things in here. And this will grow over time. It kind of depends on what people want. Now, this is a page that hasn't, this is something new that I just added, and it's basically a hall of successes. I haven't built this page out. I don't know if you'll see it on the live version of the portal that you'd see, but this is going to be a space where we're going to showcase achievements and celebrate member successes, because it's really important to recognize progress and achievement. So that's kind of what this space will be, the Hall of Fame. And then there's FAQs related to your actual membership. I haven't gotten too many questions in here. I'll probably add something in here about how to manage your membership, because it is self-managing. So you can go in and update your profile and your payment method and that sort of thing yourself. So I'll probably add something in here about that. But this is kind of a space reserved for when I start getting questions about the membership itself. This would be your place to go. And then there's a page in here where you can provide feedback and testimonials, and it just captures everything. It's just a Google form. It's pretty standard. It's pretty thorough. But I think if I recall, most of the questions are, or many of the questions are optional, and they're all kind of just like click one thing. So it's pretty quick. It looks like a lot of questions, but it's pretty quick. And then if you decide that you really need some help beyond the bounds of Smart Start Content Club, this page kind of gives you what your options are, how I can help you further. And there's all kinds of things. So, um, at all different kinds of price points and levels of help and support. So it's really, again, cafeteria style. You pick and choose what talks to you. And then um, down here, we have a miscellaneous and more. And this is just some other stuff that you can look at how to become an affiliate for my business and help other people find my resources so they can hopefully get help with their communications and content stuff as well. And then just some other things that I've got going on here related to creativity, organization, and productivity, and health, wellness, and yoga, because I'm also a yoga instructor. So that is about it. I know we're at almost 20 minutes in, so I want to keep it that short. Well, short has already flown the coop, but I want to stop here and we'll call it a day. If you have questions, if you want a closer look at anything, let me know. I'm happy to hop on a call with you and show you a personal tour of any of the areas that we went through pretty quick today. That is totally fine. I'm happy to do it. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And yeah, peace out. Bye.